Yo, what is going on with Tracey Ellis Ross? Let me find out she's not the lovable sweetheart she plays on Blackish. I don't want to believe it, but you know what? We got to pay attention to what's going on in the lawsuit, right? Oh, lawsuit, you ask? Well, let me just say, Tracey Ellis Ross is being sued by her ex-assistant Samantha Wilkins, or Wilkinson, I believe. No, Wilkins, for being the worst boss ever. Now listen, this is from Radar R Line. Let me read it to you and you let me know. Do you think this is true? Do you think that, does anybody have any inside knowledge? I don't know, but it looks like it's going to be moved to private arbitration. Let's get into this, right? Now, here's the thing. Tracey Ellis Ross is demanding the lawsuit bought by her former employee be thrown out of court. Of course, I want to know, does anybody ever go to court and be like, yes, I did wrong, please punish me? No, they all come with the same thing. Now, this isn't to say Tracey is guilty or not. It's just to say, of course, you asking her to be thrown out of court, right? According to court, Jeffrey Dahmer asked for things to be thrown out of court. Listen to this. According to the documents that Radar Online got, right? The 49-year-old black Tracey Ellis Ross is 49 years old. She looks amazing. I guess torturing her assistants is good for the skin. I'm just joking. We don't know if she's torturing her assistant, but they're saying that she's denying all claims of wrongdoing in the case brought by Samantha Wilkins. Okay, listen. And she's demanding that the suit be moved to private arbitration. Private arbitration is supposed to do a few things. One, it's supposed to lower legal costs. It's supposed to speed things up. It's a way to settle, but you settle in confidentiality, so nobody really knows what the suit was about. So we can't really, if she does get it moved to arbitration, we can't really confirm or deny anything that Samantha Wilkins is saying. Now, Tracey might be saying, Tisa, stop being nosy and mind your business, right? Because I actually like Tracey Ellis Ross and Evan Ross and Diana Ross and the whole family. But wrong is wrong, and we need to get to the bottom of this if there's any wrong done. Let's continue, right? Now, what does she want to be moved out of private eye? Tracey says she is not at fault at all for any of the alleged damages that Mrs. Wilkins is saying that she suffered, right? Listen, and she's saying, Samantha said that Tracey actually owes her money, and Tracey was like, I don't owe you nothing. You left with everything you came over with. Again, she wants the case dismissed, and she wants Samantha, right, to pay her attorney fees. I know Samantha's like, girl, you tried it. This ain't happening. They literally having a standoff. Just to let you know a little bit more about this suit. Samantha actually sued Tracey Ross and the entertainment company Joy Mill Entertainment. I believe Joy Mill, Tracey has some type of ownership in, right? In this lawsuit, she said that when she was working for Tracey, right, from on November 15, 2019, and she ended her employment on July 12, 2021. You think the pandemic just had her fed up? You think she was like, I'm not getting any more coffee with 2 Splendas and almond milk? That's my usual order. You think that's what it was? She was like, F this job and F you. And then the Dunkin' Donuts coffee like hit the Bentley or whatever she drives, and Tracey was like, it was like some Devil Wear Prada stuff. But listen, now here's what she's saying. She started off being paid $25 per hour and was eligible for overtime and meal breaks. That's all assistants to huge stars get paid $25 an hour. Girl, you could have gone to Trader Joe's and got the same amount, and you would have gotten better holidays, better lunch breaks, and you would have been able to eat all the Trader Joe, JoJo Oreos you wanted to eat. Girl, you hustling backwards, right? Now, Samantha goes on to say, but in December of 2019, Ross told her she was changing her classification to an exempt employee, saying that now you're making the same thing that people make at Trader Joe's, and no shade, Trader Joe's workers make a lot, right? But now she said you're exempt, and we're basically making you salary and no more overtime. As an assistant, assistants work nothing but overtime, but it's not unheard of. Also, real quick, you guys, we just did the season recap of Portia's Family Values. It was so much fun. We had the ladies' first panel. We had Niecy, we had Jamie, that's me, and we had Bondi Blue. And yo, Jaylee wasn't able to join us, but we are sending lots of healing energy out to her. Also, we are covering day 9 of the Tasha K trial. It's going to be tonight at 8 o'clock. We got Lily, the red lipstick hustler, directly on the scene for her eyewitness account. And then we're going to have criminal attorney Jess Jonda there to actually break down everything from the jury instructions to how she thinks right. And all your legal questions can be answered from a real life attorney. Y'all, join me. It's going to be 8 p.m. tonight on my channel. All right, let's get back into the matter. It's not unheard of to have salaried assistants, but I will say this. I've never heard of somebody reclassifying someone and basically giving them a pay cut while they're working. Unless this was Tracey's way of telling her she was fired. Let's get some more into this, into the lawsuit. Now, when she's changed her over to salary employee, she started getting paid $70,000 a year, right? The decision meant she was no longer eligible for overtime, right? And get this, a couple months later, she said Ross increased her employee's salary to $100K. All right, Samantha, sounds like Tracey was taking care of you. Let's get more into this lawsuit because I still don't understand what her grief is. Now, here's the thing. The lawsuit is saying that Tracey didn't correctly classify Samantha, right, as an exempt employee to avoid properly paying her. What? And then the suit goes on to say that in November 2020, Tracey ended up correcting her decision and started paying her as a non-exempt employee. But, right? They said, yeah, that's great. You cleared up your clerical error. However, until you put me as non-exempt, I was working all these hours, over 40 hours a week. I never got paid overtime, right? And you had me working 12 plus hour days and sometimes 7 days a week. What? Samantha also said, and guess what? I think you violated California Labor Code. These are serious accusations, the way that you don't want it as an employer, right? Now, she's also suing for the alleged unpaid wages plus punitive damages against Ross. The punitive damages, of course, if you don't know, are the punishing damages. That's where you can get the big money, right? Does not allege, at least in the court documents we see and wrote it online, where the mistreatment actually took place and how she was mistreated and the punitive damages. I don't know. What do y'all think? I'm kind of on, you know what? I'm not on anyone's side. I'm on the worker side. Yes, comrade to freedom. But honestly, what in the world? I was waiting to read some Devil Wear Prada stuff. Instead, it was just little things here and there. And I'm just like, girl, let me find out, Samantha, you tried it. But I will say this, they are moving to arbitration. And since they're moving to arbitration, it makes me think two things can be happening. Either one, there's an arbitration clause in Samantha's employment contract that makes her have to arbitrate. Or two, Tracey doesn't want something to get out, especially to the California Labor Board, right? She doesn't want anything to get out, so she wants to keep it in-house. So she's planning on settling, but she doesn't want to go through a long, drawn-out trial. Y'all, I'm going to keep my eye on this, but let me find out. I hope Samantha's wrong, because I want to look at her and be like, Samantha, you tried it. But then it lets me know I only know Tracey Ellis Ross through her role. Well, I know her for a lot of stuff. Through Girlfriends, through her role at Blackish. And you know, Bill Cosby's called us anything. Just because you love somebody on TV don't mean they're a nice person. But again, there's nothing proving that Tracey Ellis Ross is not a great boss and a nice person. This is actually the first thing I've ever read about her. But I'm going to keep an eye on this case and let you know how things develop. All right, my little Tattle Tells.